Happy Friday, people. Happy Friday. Hope everyone is doing well today. Hope you guys are ready to enjoy this extended weekend that we are going to have. Gospel Glam, how are you today? Lulu, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Y'all welcome, welcome, welcome. Heal the land. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, good people. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. TGIF. TGIF. Lord have mercy. TGIF. Guys, we got some things to get into. Thank you, Lulu. Thank you. I appreciate that. We got some things to get into. Most definitely, we need to get into some things. You knocked a glass of orange juice over your laptop. Oh, we're going to say a prayer for your laptop. Amen. Amen. Lord, hopefully you can dry that thing out, child. Dry that thing out. Listen. First thing, which part do I want to get on first? Okay. Let's get on. Let's talk about this other thing first. Okay, so Lord have mercy. So we have this thing going on right now with Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. We have two comedians here, male and a female, that have some goings on going on. Okay, I hope you don't have to bury it. Lord, don't bury the thing, child. Have a whole funeral like they had on the Cosby Show when the little fish died. So you have these two comedians that are now caught up in the world of foolishness. I'm going to call it the world of foolishness. Okay, heal the land, so you have seen it. Okay, we're going to have to get into this. One thing is, I am interested. I am very interested. I want to know if the people that have been affected by other happenings, I'm interested in what they have to say about what's going on with Tiffany and Mr. Aries right now. I have seen it. Okay, this is the one I can tell you I have seen. Let me be the first to say I like Tiffany Haddish. I'm actually a fan. I like Tiffany Haddish. Aries, he's not really funny to me. Don't really, have too many dealings or whatever. But I am a fan of Tiffany Haddish. And interesting. Very interesting. Now, do know I am not going to play the video because I don't want my channel to be hit for playing the video. And I see some people are going out. If you need to go and get a little, so you'll see what we're talking about, then that's completely on you. Because that's what I did when I heard about it. But I am interested in knowing what other people feel about this video. So before I really get into this, I'm going to go and I'm going to pull up the article so that those who are not familiar with what is going on knows a bit more about what's going on. And then I want you to give me your thoughts. Yeah, just give me your thoughts. I want to see how the energy is on this one. Okay. For those of you that do not know, this is Tiffany Haddish and this is Aries. Aries hasn't really been doing anything as of late, so many people may not know who he is, but he is a comedian. Now, this video isn't something that just happened. It didn't just come out. This is something that someone decided to take issue with more recently after some things that Aries said. And, you know, sometimes your past and things that you don't necessarily want to be out currently, sometimes it comes back to haunt you, as we have been seeing in the last few years. So, CNN trying to get their little articles in. Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears, and do know that I am going to have to shape these words down so that my channel does not get hit. So I have it on the screen so you can fill in the blank for yourself. Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears accused of SA in lawsuit. Their reps call it a shakedown. The reps call it a shakedown. Heal the land. You know what it is. Okay, so here's Tiffany. Here's Aries. This is coming from CNN. Comedians Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears have been accused of having groomed and emmed two then minor siblings years ago, according to a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court. The complainants are referred to as Jane and John Doe in the suit, which states their names are being withheld to protect their privacy. According to the complaint, a copy of which was obtained by CNN, Jane and John Doe were 14 and 7, respectively, when they alleged that Haddish and Spears had them participate in sexually suggestive videos and separate incidents in 2013 and 2014. When reached for comment by CNN, attorneys for Haddish and Spears called the allegations bogus and a shakedown, respectively. According to the complaint, Haddish was a longtime family friend of the mother of the siblings who filed the lawsuit. Jane Doe was enrolled in a comedy camp in 2013 where Haddish was a guest speaker and told the then teen girl she had the perfect role for her, the complaint says. The star allegedly drove the girl to a studio where she and Spears showed her a video of an older man and a college-age woman eating a sandwich simultaneously from either end, while moaning and making sexual noises as they both ate the sandwich in a manner that simulated the act of fellatio. You can put the first letter there. Spears then told complainant Jane that he wanted her to mimic what she had seen on the screen, including the noises precisely like what she heard throughout the video, the suit says. Plaintiff Jane Doe, nervous and disgusted, didn't say anything until Haddish came into the room next to her and sat down. Haddish verbally explained what was expected of plaintiff Jane Doe and then showed plaintiff Jane Doe how to give fellatio, including movements, noises, moaning, and groaning. Physically, emotionally, and mentally uncomfortable, plaintiff Jane Doe mimicked the acts that Haddish and Spears wanted her to do so she could go home. The complaint continues. Haddish allegedly then paid her $100 and sent her home, according to the complaint. John Doe alleges that in summer 2014, Haddish offered to book, arrange, and film Mr. Doe content for a Nickelodeon sizzle reel at the home of Spears. Haddish claimed the reel would be used to book Mr. Doe on Nickelodeon. Upon information and belief, Haddish and Spears removed the 7-year-old victim from his sister, placed him upstairs in a bedroom, and stripped the child down to his underwear, according to the suit. The video was entitled Through a Eyes and shows Spears lusting over the 7-year-old and rubbing his back. Haddish was present during the filming of the entire video, the complaint states. Photos allegedly from the video shoot are included in the complaint. An attorney for Haddish said in a statement to CNN that the plaintiff's mother has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Miss Haddish for several years. So they didn't just pop up today. It sounds like they just became public as of late. Every attorney who has initially taken on her case, and there were several, ultimately dropped the matter once it became clear that the claims were meritless and Ms. Haddish would not be shaken down, the statement read, adding that the mother has her adult daughter representing herself in this lawsuit. The two of them would together face the consequences of pursuing this frivolous action. The mother of the plaintiffs is named in the statement. CNN is not including her name and are reporting to protect the privacy of her then minor children. Jane Doe is now 22 and the legal guardian of John Doe, now 15. I need you guys to hear that. I am going to repeat that again. Jane Doe, the sister, is now 22, and she is now the legal guardian of John Doe, the brother, now 15, according to the complaint. He isn't going to fall for any shakedown, Deborah Opry, an attorney for Spears, said in a statement to CNN. And that is the conclusion of that article. Now, let me read these comments before I go on. Let me see what you guys have to say just from the reading of the article. So let's see what we have going on right here. She said that is bogus and it's a shakedown. It's funny. Nobody ever said they were. I knew you would pick up on the timing of this. I wonder, is Kevin Hart going to come to her rescue? Can they give them some names? Tamika Doe and Tyrone. Lachey or something. Lachey and yeah. And why did they have to drag, bump, and grind? Oh, okay. So I see a few of the comments, and I know that there are going to be some that do not want to comment on this because of comments that they may have made in other situations. So they do not want to come across as seeming hypocritical in nature. So they may not say anything about this particular situation. But I do feel that it warrants some conversation. Now, upon seeing this video, having no idea exactly what I was walking into, okay, because I had glanced, I got a notification and Armand was speaking on it, and he talked about it, and I said, you know what, let me go and see, because, you know, people have a tendency to blow things out of proportion. People have a tendency to stretch the truth. People have the tendency to just plain lie. Okay, we do know this by now. So I wanted to go and see this for myself. And if it was something that seemed like it was going to be too graphic in nature or something that could come across as being CP, then it was something that I would not be watching. So I watched the first part of it. And the thing that had me a little troubled from the beginning is that they had this young boy, this young man in the video, and the only thing that this young man had on, even though they weren't white, the only thing he had on was some tidy whities. Okay? And he did appear to be 7 years old. He absolutely appeared to be his age. One of the things that troubled me more than anything is not only did he have on his tidy whities, but they zoomed in on his male parts, both front and back, while he was sitting in the floor with those tidy whities on. Now, don't get me wrong, because the article didn't go into too much detail about the video was supposed to be a parody. It was supposed to be somewhat of a skit. I guess it was a skit. Now, it did have a message at the end. The message was, be careful with who you leave your kids with. I think the mother of this young man and this young lady should have gotten that message before they left their kids with Tiffany, who's supposed to be a friend of this family. I guess she should have watched who she left her kids with. Now, the question for some would be, was there malicious intent in the filming of this? So this is why I'm waiting to see what people have to say in the comment section, because this indeed was a 7-year-old boy. Now, there are other videos that I have not seen, so I cannot comment on those videos, but this one I did see myself. And I did see this 7-year-old boy sitting on this floor, and the things that were being done and the things that they were alluding to. One of those things being Aries watching this little boy behind a newspaper with some holes cut in it for his eyes, and they started playing Mr. Kelly's I Don't See Nothing. It said, my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. This is where it started. This is where it started. Now, for some, you recognize that that is a very touchy and a very sensitive topic, and what people think about when they see that. So what you're putting out there, while this grown man who's supposed to be his uncle in this parody, when you see his uncle gazing at him while this song is playing, what message are you putting out there? Not only does he look at him while the boy is laying on the floor, the boy is moving. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It is a lot. Even down to there was a clip in there where he was looking at the little boy and like the eyes came together, so it made his underwear look like they were thongs. The first question I have to ask is, what was the humor in all this? Because it was supposed to be a comedy sketch, a parody. Where was the humor and where did the funny part come in? Where did the funny part come in? Here's the thing. 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 And yes, Gospel Glam, it was without the parents' permission. They had the parents thinking one thing and they went and did something else. This is why they are dealing with a lawsuit right now. And the thing, people don't know when certain things are happening to them. So them coming along as adults, it isn't different than anyone else coming along as an adult and saying something. The difference is with this, that it says in the article and in the complaints, and even their attorneys have said that this mom has been trying to pursue this for years. This isn't something that she just came out with. It's something that she had tried to pursue for years, and they felt that it was bogus. They felt that it was bogus. Now, I must say that there is one particular scene in this video where this little boy was sitting on the floor, and Aries did he rubbed his back. I don't know if he was supposed to be putting lotion on his back. I don't know what he was supposed to be doing or what he was supposed to be putting on, but he literally rubbed this little boy's back. Now, if they wanted to make an issue out of him touching that child, there you have an issue. There you have an issue. There were also some other parts in the video where there were some actually, y'all put the S there, suggestive things that the little boy was doing. They made what the little boy was doing nasty. They made it improper. They made it inappropriate by the things that they added to the sketch, like him playing with a train and the motions that he was doing with the train. They made it of a sexual nature, and I didn't mean to put that S on there at the beginning, but they turn it into something actual. I don't know what it would feel like to be an older individual now and maybe have my classmates and my peers and other people that are dealing with me see this video now and I'm a teenager and people are looking at it and now they have a lot to say because at this age now they realize what's being said in here in the part that was being played. I don't know how that would feel to a 15-year-old. I don't know. From this, and I don't know if it was strictly because of this, but the mom is now allegedly dealing with some mental health issues. They said she spent several days in the closet crying uncontrollably. And it has gotten to the fact, whatever she had going on, this is why the daughter currently has custody of her own brother. This is why the 20-year-old daughter has custody of her 15-year-old brother. The daughter at this age realizes that something was not right. The son at this age realizes that something was not right with what took place. And it was also reported that the day that this happened, that he left crying. Now, there are allegations that other things may have taken place. I don't know. And believe me, I am not going to be the one to go out there and put stuff out about people that I don't know. I'm clearly speaking on what is happening, what is in the article, what is being reported by the complainant and the people that were involved. Now, allegedly, whenever the mom asked what they did and asked what was on the tape, she was told that they could not use any of the footage because the footage was not usable and they would never show her the footage. This was a lie because later they went and put the footage out without the mom's knowledge. And this is why it is available on social media. They put it out without the mom's knowledge. Now, clearly, you do have movies where you have kids that have played roles where they have been, violated in some way. In these films, these people go, they get these children's, these kids, these youth, they get their parental consent. They have all type of legal documents that they have to sign. For some of them, they even have them go through different type of counseling sessions before and after to make sure that they aren't affected by this stuff down the road. Again, I am a fan of Tiffany Haddish, but I am going to ask you, girl, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? Now, the goal of it again, she was supposed to be a young mom that was just leaving her child with his uncle. And she kept finding reasons. She wanted to go different places, so she kept leaving her child with the uncle. Daytime, noontime, nighttime, she kept leaving her child with the uncle. At some point in the video, she put her son in the tub. He was taking a bath. And I guess she decides that she wants to go somewhere. And she invites the uncle into the bathroom where the son is taking a bath. And she lies about going somewhere and leaves the uncle in the bathroom. Now, you can tell where they are trying to go with it with the names that he mentions. He mentions Bill Cosby. He mentions, I can't even think of the guy's name, a couple other people that were involved in some salacious activities, allegedly. So you know the point that they were trying to make. But by the end of that scene, he was getting into the bathtub with that child. Let me ask again. What in the fill in the blank with whatever word you want to were y'all thinking? What were you thinking? Although a message was there, again, and I could be by myself, but I did not find an ounce of humor in anything that was said, in anything that was done. And the fact that that young man at that particular time, that boy, had no clue. He had absolutely no clue as to what was going on and what was being portrayed in that video. He had no clue. He had no clue. So do I think that somebody needs to be held responsible, or that they need to be held accountable for their actions in this? I think that something needs to happen between them and that family and that mom. Do I think it's criminal? I don't know. I won't get into that. But at this point, it does not seem that the mom is seeking criminal charges. It just appears at this point that they're doing something civilly. But if their actions went beyond that of civil and they come across that there's a way for them to charge them criminally, for me, it is what it is. And I am going to say the same thing that I will say to anybody, that they, just like anyone else, they are innocent until proven guilty. But what I saw, and that's what I'm saying when it comes to anything else. If it's something that I have not seen myself, I'm not going to speak on it. I'm not going to try to make any type of judgments on something that I did not see. This I did see. This I did see. This. By the end of this thing, they have now, she's leaving out again, and they have basically turned the little boy, number one, they're kind of alluding to the fact that now he may be homosexual, because now he's actually looking at the uncle in an actual manner. Like the tables have now turned, and now the things that were being done to him, he wants to now do to the uncle. Again, this 7-year-old boy had no clue as to what he was being put in. He had no clue as to what role he was playing. He had no clue. He had no clue that it was even going to be shown later, because it was supposed to be unusable. He had no clue. And the fact that they would not let that boy's mom see that footage lets you know that they knew that what they did had to be inappropriate to some degree. You don't want the mom to see it, her own child? Why? Why, Sway? Why? Even if you thought that it was unusable, why wouldn't you let the mom see what you filmed? I could be wrong. I don't want to speak for anybody else's parents. I don't want to say what they should, could, would, whatever have in their mind. I don't think she would have been comfortable with her son in there in his tidy whities, and that alone, nothing else. And whoever the cameraman was who zoomed in. See, this is what I'm saying. We worried about all these other videos and stuff that are floating around here. With the cameraman that zoomed in. For those of you who don't know, this is what the term prepubescent, that's what that term means. That's what prepubescent means. For them to zoom in on that little boy's private parts, not blurring anything out. No. They literally made a conscious decision to zoom in on this boy in his tidy whities. I'm going to ask again. What were you thinking? Were you thinking at all? This isn't about jumping on any type of bandwagon. I am not on any side on anything. What I saw with my own eyes trumps anything that anybody can say in the media when it comes to my judgment of something. So whether or not people think they were wrong, right, indifferent, I listen to what people have to say, but when it comes to my perception of what I saw, that's completely on me and my own judgment. And what I saw, I had a problem with. Now I'm going to ask, just with that being done, even though a lot of people believe that it was done with no ill intent, that there was no malice intended, that could possibly be true. But I'm still going to question if it were 100% true that there was just no malice, no ill, like they were completely innocent. They were complicit to the stuff that they have done. If they didn't realize what they had done, then they would have let their mom see that footage. If you're doing any type of filming of this nature and it is involving someone's child, then those parents should have a right to see that footage. They should have a right. And they should be able to tell you what they do and don't feel comfortable with. That's a problem. That's a problem. So I'm going to ask, with this situation, with what the family has said has happened, for those of you who have actually seen the video, whether you saw parts of it or the whole video, what say you? What makes their actions different from what other people have going on right now? Though they say there was no malice intended. How the actual visual comes off. It's not about what you intended at this point, how that video actually comes off. And now how this child is being affected by it at 15 years of age now, as a teenage boy, who now, according to his mom, hides when he sees cameras because he is afraid that someone is recording him. That's a problem. That's a problem. That is alleged. I don't know how true it is. Haven't spoke with the mom, haven't spoke with the boy. So everything that I say on here is alleged, okay? But if that is so, that boy now being afraid to get in front of cameras because now he is worried that he is being recorded. Is anybody going to accept responsibility for that? Is anybody going to be held responsible for that? Because that is a problem. And the mere fact, for me, yes, you can come out and defend yourself, but for me, in a situation like this where you completely went behind the parents' back and you were not honest with the mom, she clearly asked you what was on there. She wanted to see it. You refused to let her see it. Y'all lied to her. For you to come out and defend yourself publicly and not apologize to this lady and her family, to feel like you don't owe them an apology, to just from what I'm seeing, and they could have been talking behind the scenes, I don't know. But the lack of empathy that I am witnessing publicly by what's not being said, that's a problem for me. That's a problem. It's the omission for me. The attorney said that these allegations and the problems, the issues that the mom was having with the situation, they said that it was bogus. They said that any attorney that they talked to about the situation felt that it was bogus. I want to say again, this isn't a situation where this mom waited several years to come back and say something. This mom has had an issue for some years, and she has been trying to get something done, and apparently nothing has been done up to this point. So if Tiffany and this mom were supposed to be close, then it shouldn't even have gotten to this point. You respect what that mom has to say, and if that mom had a problem with the way that you handled her child, then you respect what that parent has to say, because at the end of the day, that is their child. That is not your child. That is not your child. And to make this young man promises of Nickelodeon and all this stuff, you really making him promises to be on Nickelodeon, and you're giving him a big break by embarrassing him? Because ultimately that's what it was. Once he was old enough to realize what happened, he was embarrassed. You took advantage of that 7-year-old. I don't know the full story. I don't know the full story of what happened to the boy, but you did see the video with him. I don't know the full story of what happened with the sister. But to be sure, those types of videos or those types of parodies are not going to get any child some FaceTime on Nickelodeon. Let's be real about that. Let's be absolutely real about that. That is not going to get them any FaceTime on Nickelodeon. That's not the type of stuff that is shown on Nickelodeon. To me, refusing or not wanting to show the mother the tape admits to some type of guilt or knowing. Exactly, Gospel Glam. That's my problem. That's my problem. Again, now I saw in several comments on different videos that people were asking the same question that people are asking with situations that have happened. Well, stuff that's going on now. People are saying, where were the parents? The mom was there, but Tiffany came and picked those kids up from their home. She came and picked them up, giving the mom the impression that they're filming something that's going to be some type of reel for Nickelodeon. And because they were friends, because the mom and Tiffany were friends, they referred to her as Auntie Tiff. Because they were friends, she allowed Tiffany, she trusted Tiffany to do what she said she was going to do with her children. Those kids just weren't running around, just running amok somewhere. So again, for me, and I don't know what was said between them behind the scenes, but clearly something did not get worked out if it's being said by Tiffany or Aries' lawyer that this woman has been pursuing this for years and they're calling it bogus. And to this day, there is a lawsuit. So apparently there is some there. And you didn't give this woman the respect or any type of sympathy that she felt you should have given her. This would not still be going on today. Sometimes we can get so caught up in our own mess and we get this big head. We don't have to apologize to anybody. We don't have to admit that we were wrong on anything. When it comes to somebody's kids and their parents come to you with an issue involving something that you allegedly did to their child, when those parents come to you with an issue, you need to have some answers to their questions. You need to have some answers. I know they have media people and they have consultants in place and that tell them don't speak on certain things. Don't respond publicly to certain things because your words can be turned around, they could be misconstrued in public. But I would caution the attorneys because we spoke about this before when it came to the Johnny Depp case. If this is your attorney and he or she is coming out saying something and speaking on your behalf, they are now acting as your agent. So whenever they come out and speak, they are speaking for you. Their words are your words. The interesting thing for me in this situation is that the attorneys aren't, they know that in this current era that we are in, if this situation gets into the right hands, if it gets to the right people and they want to make some noise, then somebody's going to be in a mess. Some heads are going to roll. And we all know at this point that this can happen and it can happen at any time. Mind you, we got an 8-year gap here because this little boy was 7. He was 7 when this happened, and now he is 15. He is now 15. They made a mockery of that little boy. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. It's like they were warning people for their behavior, but that was AR. I agree. And the thing is, I get the message. I completely got the message at the end. I got it at the end. I understand where you were going. But your actions were piss poor. You see them like they were completely piss poor. That little boy had no idea what they were doing and how whatever they had him doing and it was making him look. And yeah, they spinning it as a skit. And I'm like, for all intents and purposes, it was a skit. But if you're going to look at it from a legal standpoint, just because it's a skit or was a skit, does that mean that it's not criminal? In this day and time? Does that mean that just because you're role playing that it's not criminal? Or that someone can look at it and perceive it as being criminal? So I'm with you on that. It was completely inappropriate. Completely inappropriate. I'm gonna go back and read this article for the people that just maybe tuning into this. I'm gonna go back and read this article because I want you to again get what Tiffany's lawyer said. I'm not familiar with Tiffany's attorney, Hilda Land. Who is her lawyer or lawyers? But we're gonna go back over this article one more time. We're going to go back over this article one more time. And you guys, please forgive me because I will be speaking in my professional voice as I read this article, okay? So, if it bothers you, I do not apologize for that. It could be viewed as endangering the welfare of a child. Jersey girl, you got something there. Prince Andrew's lawyer. Oh, no, didn't know that. Pettyville, what's going on? What's going on? I didn't know it was Prince Andrew's lawyer. Interesante, interesante. All right, let's go back. One time for the one time. Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears accused of child in lawsuit. Their reps call it a shakedown. They say it is a shakedown. You guys see that this article is from today. It was updated at 2:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is from today. And no, I am not promoting the Lord of the Rings and the Ring. I am not promoting that. So, okay, here's Tiffany and here is Aries here. Oh my goodness. Why? If you already heard this first time and you feel that you need to go and get you a glass of water or whatever, then feel free. This is for the ones who did not hear it the first time. So we're going to do it one time for the one time. Okay. Comedians Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears have been accused of having groomed and two then minor siblings years ago, according to a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court. Again, let me give this disclaimer. I am not going to read the full words. That will get me in trouble on YouTube. So I'm going to need you to fill in the blanks for yourself when you read those words. The complainants are referred to as Jane Doe and John Doe in this suit, which states their names are being withheld to protect their privacy. At this point, we have so many Janes and Johns. I don't know what it. I don't know. It was said earlier that they need to come up with some more names. I respectfully agree. According to the complaint, a copy of which was obtained by CNN, Jane and John Doe were 14 and 7, respectively, when they alleged that Haddish and Spears had them participate in sexually suggestive videos in separate incidents in 2013 and 2014. So this isn't a one-time ordeal. This isn't something that they just said, oh, this one day they did such and such. We have two separate situations in two separate years. When reached for comment by CNN, attorneys for Haddish and Spears called the allegations bogus and a shakedown. Bogus and a shakedown, meaning that the mom is trying to get money from them, which she is, because she is suing them civilly. According to the complaint, Haddish was a long time family friend of the mother of the siblings who filed the lawsuit. I'm going to ask before I continue reading, what type of friend would take those children, your friends' children, your close friend, your longtime family friend? Who? What? Why? Why would you take someone's children and go and film something like that? Lie to them about what they were filming, and why would you even think it appropriate to have that 7-year-old in that video in his tidy whities with those? Ugh. Let me move on. Jane Doe was enrolled in a comedy camp in 2013, where Haddish was a guest speaker and told the then teen girl she had a perfect role for her, the complaint states. The star allegedly drove the girl to a studio. Where she and Spears showed her video of an older man and a college-age woman. And this is the thing that I want you guys to hear, because it completely just slipped past me when I read it the first time. The star allegedly drove the girl to a studio where she and Spears showed her a video of an older man and a college-age woman eating a sandwich simultaneously from either end, while moaning and making actual noises as they both ate the sandwich in a manner that simulated the act of elation. Put the first letter where you know it's supposed to be. So you show this young lady this video. They showed her a video of these two people participating in an act that comes across as actual. Okay, they showed her this. Not only did they show it to her, then Spears told plaintiff Jane Doe that he wanted her to mimic what she had seen on the screen, including the noises, precisely like what she heard throughout the video, the suit states. I want to stop right there, because if we are looking at other suits and other cases that are sitting out here as we speak, I am hearing some similarities in what people are alleging. So I am going to ask again, do we see a problem here? Do we see a problem here? And is this or should this be considered grooming? Let me move on. Spears then told plaintiff Jane Doe, I'm going to read this again, that he wanted her to mimic what she had seen on the screen, including the noises precisely like what she heard throughout the video. Plaintiff Jane Doe, nervous and disgusted. So you already see that what you are asking her to do, she is uncomfortable with what you are asking her to do. Nervous and disgusted. Didn't say anything until Haddish came into the room next to her and sat down, trying to make her more comfortable. Haddish verbally explained what was expected of plaintiff Jane Doe and then showed plaintiff Jane Doe how to give fellatio, including movements, noises, moaning, and groaning. Let me do something real quick. I'm going to do this real quick just for the people that need to know, because sometimes people don't know exactly what you are talking about. So let me do this really quick. Merriam-Webster, the dictionary, defines, I'm going to go, fellatio as oral stimulation of the penis. Okay? For those of you that didn't. So let's go back. So at this particular time, Haddish verbally explained what was expected of plaintiff Jane Doe and then showed plaintiff Jane Doe how to give fellatio, including movements, noises, moaning, and groaning. Let me press pause for a second. Let me press pause for 1 second. Let me press pause for a second because I want you guys to think about something. I think the thing that is disturbing to me with this particular thing is for those of you who watch Girls Trip, you actually saw Tiffany Haddish demonstrate how to give fellatio. Do you guys remember that? I think that was Girls Trip with her and Jada Pinkett Smith and Queen Latifah, and I can't remember the other girl's name, but they all went on. I think they may have went to Vegas or something, but she showed how to do this with the grapefruit. You guys remember that? Don't tell me I'm the only one that saw that movie. Yes. So we actually got a picture. Yeah, it was with the grapefruit. We actually got a picture. We actually saw her demonstrate that. Now, I don't know if that's what she did with that young lady, with that girl, but if she did that with that young lady, if that's what she showed her, then one can only imagine why the young lady was disgusted and upset. Now, you are friends of the family. You and this little girl, this young lady's mom, are longtime friends. They call you Auntie Tiff. What makes you think it's okay? I need y'all to think about this because we see all this other stuff that's going on. What makes you think it's okay for you to show that girl how to do that? Again, how you going to take somebody else's child that has a mom that is in her life and you're going to go and take her child? Did you let her mom know that you were doing that? That's the first question. The second question is, we know on the movie that she used a grapefruit. In this particular instance, How did you demonstrate to this young lady what was done, what was used? How did you demonstrate how to perform this act? I'm just saying that we're going to be real about the thing. Let's just be real all the way around because some of this stuff seemed like I didn't heard some of it before. But I need that energy. I need that energy. And again, I am a fan of Tiffany Haddish. But this BS right here, nah, no, I don't support that. No, ma'am. No Sam, no ham, no cheeseburger, no turkey, no treat meat or spam. I don't support this in no way, shape, or form. What is wrong with you? And again, if this goes beyond civil and she has to be held accountable for her actions, civilly or criminal, that's something that she's going to have to deal with. And the more I think about it, Lord have mercy. Child, you better be glad that I am not your friend. Because the civil case will be the least of your worries. You better be glad. Alma, everything has not been proven to my knowledge of what she did with the girl, but the video that she did with the boy, that her and Aries did with the boy, is actually on YouTube. I saw it today. I actually saw it today. Pettyville, yeah. I would play it, but I know YouTube, they got this thing and they will shut your channel down about showing some explicit stuff. But you can go and type in Tiffany Haddish, you can type in Aries, and you can type in hold on one second. You can type in it's called Funny or Die skit. And they may get me for that too, but it's called Funny or Die skit. And it was terrible. It was terrible. Hilda Land, I was actually watching a channel today, and in the middle of her showing the video, they hit it, and a message came up on the screen about some inappropriate behavior or whatever being shown on the screen. But I think that video is still up. They just stopped her video. But I think the video may actually still be up. Now, the difference is with this, like I said, the little boy did have on his tidy whities, like some blue and white tidy whities. But the stuff that they showed, Jersey Girl, I couldn't. I did the stuff that they showed on there. You said because I saw the video, I believe it's true. Um, it's an actual skit. It's like a show. It's an actual show. There's nothing to believe. It's right there. You might want to go see it for yourself. There's no maybe this is Tiffany. There's no maybe this is Aries. There's no maybe this is the little boy. At one point, Tiffany is holding the little boy. She brings him down the stairs at the start of the video, and she puts him down. She puts him on the floor. They are literally showing this little boy in his underwear. The camera zooms in on his private parts on the video. Aries is sitting on the couch with some newspapers, like he is reading the newspapers. He has holes cut out for eyes in the newspapers where he is looking at the boy. And then all of a sudden, R. Kelly's song comes on and it starts saying, "My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes." One of the newspapers drops down. You therefore see the eyes, and you see him staring at the little boy in a sexual nature on the video. He proceeds to watch the little boy's movements on the video as he plays around on the floor. The way that the video zooms in, it zooms in on his mid parts in the front, and it then goes and zooms in on his mid parts in the back. And Aries is sitting on the couch with said papers in front of him with the holes in the eye areas, and they go and bring the camera in to make it appear as if this 7-year-old little boy has on a thong. I do not have to go and say anything. It's not about me believing anything. I am not one of those people who is foolish and I see a video and I'm going to try and convince myself that I am not seeing what I am seeing. What I saw on that video was completely appropriate, and that was just a few seconds of the video. He then proceeded to put his hands on that little boy and rub him like he was rubbing lotion on his back. You have absolutely, positively no business in this world putting your hands on somebody's child. I don't care who you are. You have no business putting your hands on anybody's child without parental consent. That parent did not know that Aries was going to have his hands on her son. She did not know that they were going to have that 7-year-old boy in there with no clothes on, just being filmed in his tidy whities. She did not know that they were going to be making a mockery out of her child and putting him in some type of sexually bust up, just messed up situation. And he was not old enough to understand what was going on. So, and when it comes to me believing something, I'm going to believe what I see. And that was just one part of it. And I am actually being light in what was, it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. I don't know how they would go about explaining themselves. I don't care what type of skit they said it was. I don't care what type of parody they said it was. For them to go and paint that 7-year-old boy in that type of nature and that type of situation, and his mama who sat there and asked them, "What did you do with my child? What kind of video? What did y'all film?" And for them to lie to that mama because they know what they did was wrong, that's a problem for me. That is a problem for me. And then later on, for us to go through and watch some more and to watch this grown man, we see him getting into the tub with this 7-year-old boy, who, for all intents and purposes, for that video, was in the tub with nothing on, like we usually are in the tub. And this guy, Aries, who's supposed to be his uncle in this video, is getting in the tub with him. That is a problem. That is a problem. That's a problem. And before this goes off, you turn around and with this same little boy, you go and make it seem like now, because this stuff has happened to him in this short period of time of this video, now he is a homosexual. And now the things that his uncle has done to him, he's now looking at his uncle in that manner. And now he wants to do those things to his uncle. What part of that is okay? And what part do I believe it because I saw it? Yeah. 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 Does it make it easier for me to believe what this other girl said happened to her with Tiffany showing her how to perform fellatio? Yes, it makes it believable because we actually saw her demonstrate it in a movie. Let's see when this movie came out. Let me see when this movie came out. Let's see when Girls Trip came out. 2017. 2017. 2017, and according to this article, this girl said that this happened with her in 2013. So I guess Tiffany had already rehearsed her part as well. She had already rehearsed her part as well. But I'm sorry. I just no. No. No, 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 no. Heck to the no. No. And this doesn't have any other people involved. That mama stood up for her child and they tried to act like she was crazy. And now she is allegedly dealing with some mental health issues to the point where the daughter that was here saying that Tiffany did this stuff to her, the daughter has temporary custody of the boy. And she's only 20 and he is 15. And both of them are dealing with issues because of this. That's a bunch of bull. That is a bunch of bull. And this is what I'm telling y'all. I am a fan of Tiffany Haddish. Oh, child, let me see. I have been a fan of Tiffany Haddish. I got to see how far this stuff goes. I got to see how far this stuff goes and how she actually handles this situation. Because, girl, and people are more so looking at Aries, but I'm looking at in this particular situation, Aries wasn't the one that was the friend of the family. You were a friend of the family. You went and picked those kids up and told that mom that you were going to do one thing and went and did something completely different. So I'm looking at Tiffany a little bit different. I'm actually going to put more responsibility in my eyes. I'm going to put more responsibility on her because that mom left them in your care. She trusted you to take care of her darn kids. And as an adult, that's what you were supposed to do. You get somebody else's kids, you let no harm. When they trust you, they entrust you with the safety of their kids. You let no harm come to their kids in any type of way. And then for you to be the one that inflicts that harm on them, that's not okay. That is not okay. I am holding her accountable way more than Aries. Aries don't have a relationship with these people. Tiffany is the one they calling auntie. That's a problem. That's a problem. And they can't just sit there and brush that off and try to sweep that. No, 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 no. And I'm saying this because if people can talk about all the other stuff that's going on right now, if people can talk about RK and the stuff he got going on, then we for darn sure gonna talk about what Tiffany got going on. And this is not appropriate. It is not appropriate. If we're gonna call it, we're gonna call this mess all the way out. It is not appropriate. And I am waiting to get the same energy. I am waiting to get the same energy because the parallels between the two, we got a lot of things. And we also got video. Now they are alleging that other things happened to them. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? The same energy, y'all. Now is not the time to get quiet. The same energy. Is it different now because there is a woman involved? No. You keep the same darn energy for this 7-year-old who had no clue of what they were doing to him. None. This young lady, come on. It's 20 what? 2022 now? 2022. How old this thing say she was? 14 or 15? 14. 14. You got your grown behind up there showing a 14-year-old. It's a woman now. This is a woman, a grown behind woman. You got your grown behind up there showing a 14-year-old how to give or perform fellatio. What did you need that 14-year-old for? Why couldn't you just do it your darn self? You like doing it, do it your darn self. What did you need that 14-year-old girl for? Oh, Jesus. The same energy. Let me finish reading this article. Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. All right, I'm going to start right back up here because we got to get the full. I'm going to start right here because they told Jane that they had the perfect role for her. They said they had the perfect role for her at 14 years old, for her to sit there and act like she was. Jane Doe was enrolled in comedy camp in 2013, where Haddish was a guest speaker, and told the then teen girl she had the perfect role for her, the complaint states. The star allegedly drove the girl to a studio where she and Spears showed her a video of an older man and a college-age woman eating a sandwich simultaneously from either end while moaning and making sexual noises as they both ate the sandwich in a manner that simulated the act of fellatio. Spears then told plaintiff Jane Doe that he wanted her to mimic what she had seen on the screen, including the noises, precisely like what she heard throughout the video, the suit says. Plaintiff Jane Doe, nervous and disgusted, didn't say anything until Haddish came into the room next to her and sat down. Haddish verbally explained what was expected of plaintiff Jane Doe and then showed plaintiff Jane Doe how to give fellatio, including movements, noises, moaning, and groaning. Physically, emotionally, and mentally uncomfortable, plaintiff Jane Doe mimicked the acts that Haddish and Spears wanted her to do so she could go home. That sounds like coercion to me. I'm just saying. It also sounds like enticement to me. But let me go on about my business. Haddish allegedly then paid her $100 and sent her home, according to the complaint. John Doe alleges that in summer 2014, so they did this to her in 13, did this to him in 2014. This is making me a little nervous because now it's feeling like you know that you have access to these children and this family trusts you. So you can go and get these children whenever you want to and go and do whatever you need to do because they're not going to question you about what you're doing because you are a longtime family friend. Yeah. John Doe alleges that in summer 2014, Haddish offered to book, arrange, and film Mr. Doe content for a Nickelodeon sizzle reel at the home of Spears. Haddish claimed the reel will be used to book Mr. Doe on Nickelodeon. See, this is what I have a problem with. This is what you told this child's mom. You knew good and darn well that what y'all were filming would not make it anywhere near Nickelodeon, wouldn't be mentioned by Nickelodeon, would never be approved by Nickelodeon, didn't have anything to do with the price of tea in China when it came to Nickelodeon. But this is what you told this young boy who wouldn't have understood what you were talking about at 7 years old anyway. So this is what you told his mom. You lied. Y'all lied to her. They lied. Upon information and belief, Haddish and Spears removed the 7-year-old victim from his sister. They separated them, placed him upstairs in a bedroom, and stripped the child down to his underwear, according to the suit. Let's be clear on this. We don't have to say that this is alleged because in the video, that's exactly how he appeared. He was stripped down to his underwear, to his tidy whities. That's exactly how he appeared in the video. period. The video was entitled Through a Eyes and shows Spears lusting over the 7-year-old child and rubbing his back. This is not something that is alleged. If you watch the video, you see him rubbing his back. I actually had to rewind it back a couple times because I said, is he touching him? I had to go back and look at it a few times because I could not believe that he was touching the child when they were doing this type of skit. It's in the lawsuit. It's not alleged. It's on the video just as clear as you guys, actually even clearer. It's more clear than my video with you guys looking at me today. It was filmed like it was a TV show. There are no ifs or maybes. No. Haddish was present during the filming of the entire video, the complaint states. I'm praying that she was not the person that was controlling that camera again and zooming that camera in on that little boy's private parts. I'm going to pray that that was not her operating that camera. Photos allegedly from the video shoot are included in the complaint. An attorney for Haddish said in a statement to CNN that the plaintiff's mother has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Miss Haddish for several years. Let me read that again. An attorney for Haddish said in a statement to CNN that the plaintiff's mother has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Miss Haddish for several years. What is bogus about it? If the woman did not give you permission to strip her child down, to film him practically in the nude, to make any type of sexually suggestive material involving her son, then what is bogus about it? And he for darn sure didn't give you permission to do it because he didn't understand what you were doing. What's bogus about it? Every attorney, this is in quotes, every attorney who has initially taken on her case, and there were several, ultimately dropped the matter once it became clear that the claims were meritless and Ms. Haddish would not be shaken down, the statement read, adding that the mother has her adult daughter representing herself in this lawsuit because she does, you know what? The two of them will together face the consequences of pursuing this frivolous action. Now this comes across as a threat. The two of them together will face the consequences of pursuing this frivolous action. I ask you, same question I had asked before. If they were close, Tiffany was a lifelong friend of the family. These kids referred to Tiffany as Auntie Tiff. These women were good friends. Why would she do this to somebody that was a good friend to her? Why is the mother all of a sudden trying to shake you down? Was it because she finally got to see the video that you put out about her child? That's not a shakedown. It seems to me that attorneys may have been a little careful, or they didn't want to represent her because they saw that she was going against a celebrity and she did not have the money. She could not afford that type of attorney that could go toe to toe with the people that Tiffany and Ariel, I'm gonna say Tiffany more than anybody, than the people that Tiffany could afford. That lady did not have the money to fight her in court like that. And now they're talking about the fact that the daughter's representing herself. Where are they going to get the money from? Now, it's alleged that this person is also a comedian. I don't know. I am definitely going to do some more research into this whole situation. But let me finish this article. The mother of the plaintiffs is named in the statement. CNN is not including her name in our reporting to protect the privacy of her then minor children. Jane Doe is now 22. I think I said she was 20 before. Jane Doe is now 22 and the legal guardian of John Doe, who is now 15, according to the complaint. He isn't going to fall for any shakedown. Deborah Oprah, an attorney for Spears, said in a statement to CNN. Jesus be offense. Patty, you said what you think? What you think? Is there anybody else that watched it while we were doing this live that just had a chance to watch it? If so, what did you think? Heal the land, you're probably right. It might have had something to do with why they stopped talking, because maybe this stuff came out in the midst of all this. Like, who knows? Who knows? So you're right. You're right. But for me, I don't care how many years I have as a life coach. I don't care how many years I have as a therapist. I don't care how many years they have referred to me as Dr. Rogers. Let me tell you something. If that was one of my nieces, if that was one of my godchildren, if that was any child that I was close to in any type of way, let me tell you something. If it got back to me and I knew you in any capacity, if it got back to me that you were teaching this 14-year-old how to perform fellatio, girl, you gonna get every bit of ghetto that is in me. Do you hear what I'm saying? You gonna get every piece of ghetto. You gonna get Sandy. You gonna get every piece of ghetto that I got in my body. And then we will handle it legally. But in the meantime, in between times, you will get that work. You close to my family? Girl, bye. Mm-mm. 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 And then to sit here and call this woman bogus, and you saying that they're going to suffer the consequences for these frivolous actions, these frivolous suits. Y'all better go sit down somewhere. I'm hoping that at this point we do not know the whole story. Okay, I just want to be clear on this. But I am speaking on what I was able to see on that video with my own eyes. I am speaking on that. And for that alone, I hope that there is an attorney that is willing to pick up this case pro bono and assist this woman with what is going on. I'm praying that somebody will pick this up pro bono. Oh, Jesus. Gospel Glam, you know how it is with these biker chicks. You know what it is. I'm sorry. Girl, we gonna tie all these twists back, make sure this weave is up nice and tight so it ain't going nowhere. Me and you gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a little conversation. We're gonna have a conversation. Out of all the things that you could have taught that girl, that's what you chose to teach her. She going to camp. She's going to camp for comedy. And you teaching her how to do. Somebody help me out. I told y'all I could be a little slow sometimes. When did that become a part of comedy? The fact that at this age, Cool BJ, I don't know. That's what I am trying to figure out. Like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong? Jersey girl, I missed the darn memo my darn self. I missed the memo. I missed the memo. You supposed to be teaching her how to learn her lines. You supposed to be teaching her how to think fast on her feet and be able to come with it. But like what? What? Now I just want to know. I just want to know if these people gonna come out and are they gonna me too Tiffany and Aries? Are they gonna give them that me too treatment? With them being the alleged perpetrators in this situation, are they going to give them that Me Too treatment? And I want to make sure I say alleged because I don't know about any of this other stuff that has apparently, allegedly, supposedly went on. Again, I'm looking at the darn footage that they put out there themselves. Are they going to Me Too them? Are they going to become a part of the cancel culture? And I'm telling y'all, I am a fan of Tiffany Haddish. But I don't care who I am a fan of. No, nobody is exempt. Are they going to be a part of that Me Too culture? Because this right here, girl, child. Woo. And then got the unmitigated gall to sit up there and say somebody coming up with some bogus stuff. And you teaching somebody's child how to. Inexcusable. You can't provide an acceptable explanation for that. You sure can't. I'm sure they're gonna try. They saying that that the stuff the lady's saying is bogus now, and that it was a skit. Like that's it. It was a skit. Tiffany herself appears to be childish. That still don't make this right. Yeah, when it comes to this, she comes across as she has her moments. She does. She does. She actually does. People don't understand lifetime effect that it leaves in a person's soul in their life with that type of stuff that happens to you as a kid. This is true. Gospel glam. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. That's no excuse at all, child. Like that's no experience. We don't want to go that route. I think we all on the same page with that. I think we are all on the same page with that. And I must say, I am extremely, and you know, it's not like I know Tiffany personally. I don't know this woman from Adam, okay? But as a Black woman, I am extremely disappointed in her. I am extremely disappointed. And I'm not like just forgetting about Aries or whatever, but for me, I want to speak to the women right now. Like I am completely disappointed in her. There is no way that you can think that any part of this was right. Even before I saw what they were gonna have the John Doe doing in the video, when I saw them bring him down in his underwear, just his underwear, I already had a problem with it. Like, really? And she brought him down like that. And I guess I'm thinking about, little boys at a certain age, they start feeling stuff and they start getting feelings down in certain places. And you want to talk about confusing somebody. You want to talk about confusing somebody. This boy get a certain age and he see how y'all portraying him on here and then got him looking like he's homosexual by the end of the thing. You want to talk about confusing somebody? And let me be clear on something. Because I want to be clear on my channel. I don't care what nobody else got going on their channel. Them alleging that him being homosexual, the homosexual part, that it is what it is. But why would you put that on that 7-year-old? Why would you even try to make him come across like that? What's going on, Bird? Why would you even want to make him come across like that? Why? And now he's seeing this as a 15-year-old. And y'all wondering why they upset. What is wrong? What is wrong? I would be mad if they weren't upset. Pettyville, I cannot for the life of me, like, I don't know. Everyone, yes, everybody, like, what? What? The fact that she went and picked up someone else's child, that's Angel. Oh, she got this. Lord have mercy. Like I said, at this point, it's not even about it being a criminal thing. Right, Bird. You know how we say that's play. That's play, right? Y'all grown people. This is 7-year-old. Y'all grown people. This is a 14-year-old. This is a 14-year-old. I cannot. Y'all, I'm thinking about the video. But you teaching this. Let me see something. No, if I play that part, YouTube don't get me to for copyright. I implore you to go back and watch Girls Trip and look at the scene where Tiffany is teaching the women how to perform fellatio while she was utilizing the grapefruit. This is the picture that I have in my mind when I read this thing, and this young lady is saying that Tiffany showed her how to do this. What's going on, Miss Ty? This is what's in my mind. Because she literally demonstrated to us on the movie. And so this is what I'm picturing that she did with this 14-year-old girl. And of course, in the movie, I laughed. I thought it was hilarious. But this is real life. This is real life. This is real life. I can't. Oh my God, the way I would have Jesus. There's nothing clinical about this, but Lord, the way I would have put my paws on her, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Woo! Child. Suing would have been the least of your worries. That's all I got to say. What is going on, Sabrina? No, I do not promote violence on my channel. I absolutely do not promote violence of any sort. But I don't get you, child. I would like to know what kind of conversation she had with that mom. I would really like to know. Once that mom finally got a chance, and I wonder when the mom was finally able to see the video, because they refused to let the mom see the video. They kept lying to the mom about the video. So at what point did the mom actually get to see the video? At what point did these, now you got an adult and a teenager, at what point did they get to see the video? I wonder what their reactions were when they got a chance to actually see the videos for the first time. Even this 14-year-old who was taught to perform, this act of an adult, and felt like the only way that she could go home is if she went ahead and did this. I wonder how she felt when she finally saw that on video. And the thing you don't even think about, I think somebody just said it in here about how it's affecting somebody. Like when these videos come out, and these are still teens, she's still in her teens. Now, what are her peers saying to her? Because this isn't stuff that they were just doing to keep to themselves. You see what I'm saying? This wasn't saying, oh, let's just do this, nobody ever gonna see it. No, this was gonna go nationwide. Like, so what happens when your peers see you performing these type of acts, and now they at an age where they understand stuff? What did they put that girl through? What did you put this boy through when he got people talking about him, or calling him gay, or like what? Oh, you been touched? Because sometimes kids see this stuff, and for them, oh, that happened to you for real. Like what kind of mess did you put these children through? Like for real, for real. What kind of mess did you put them through? Sheesh. Poor she, boy. Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord have mercy. Y'all, was it ever released anywhere? It had to be released somewhere, because the footage is old. But I mean, I'm looking at Tiffany's hair in it. It couldn't have been that old, because she had like nice individuals. Well, no, you could still have those a long time ago. I don't know if it was just released on YouTube. I don't know where they were actually releasing it at, but they had a lot of stuff that they were doing. They even did some stuff with Bill Cosby, the stuff with it, and that it was inappropriate. Lord, yo, you know how some people just try to be funny, and they do stuff trying to be funny. They don't realize just how inappropriate they are. Like you just so far out of your lane, like you just being ignorant at this point with what you're saying. Like that's how they coming across to me. That's how they coming across. And again, they put the message at the end: be careful who you leave your children with. But it seems ironic to me at this point, like you are the person that you are talking about in the video. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like it's almost comical in itself. You are that person that they shouldn't leave their kids with. Like it was you. It was you the whole time. It was you. And you trying to do a PSA telling other people to watch their kids? No, they need to watch you. Like, really? Sis, you don't see the irony in all this? For real? And then you're gonna sit there and handle this mom like she's slow for taking up for her child? Like this what we doing? It was absolutely lost from the beginning. It absolutely positively was. I honestly gave Tiffany more credit. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm the type, I don't put anything past anybody, but I gave her more credit. Just as a Black female, just on that, I gave her more credit. You know, I gave her more credit. Like, this is the time you up there, you doing this camp, you speaking, you mentoring, these young ladies, you giving them a chance to try to learn some stuff. But the only thing is the stuff you teaching them. Ain't nobody sending their kids to camp for that. This is like one of, last year in band camp, like you gave them you gave, Lord have mercy. Oh, Jesus. Why? 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 Now with Tiffany, she has a lot of people in the industry backing her. She still has a lot of backing in the industry. This particular video has been out for years. This isn't something that just came out. I want to say that again. So people already knew about it. I think at this point, with the culture, the way that it is now, it's going to hit people a little bit different. And I wonder how many people are going to come and speak out in the industry. How many people are going to come and speak out about what was shown on that video? Is anybody going to speak out? Is anybody going to speak out? Or are they going to say, like they say with comedians, that they're a comedian? It's just comedy. Every time something happens with comedians, and I know I'm overgeneralizing with that, but most of the time when stuff happens with comedians, oh, it's just comedy. They just comedians. They just being funny. It's just comedy. So is that what it's going to equate to at the end? It's just comedy. Laugh it off. Keep it going. Overlook the fact that at this point, these kids are going through what would seem to be somewhat of a traumatic situation, even though the boy didn't realize that it was trauma when he was going through it. The young lady did. That's why she felt uncomfortable. That's why she felt disgusted. That's why she wanted to go home. That's why she's suing. Just saying. Are people just y'all? I just had to come and speak my little piece on this situation because when I saw it, I'm like, nah, sis, nah, you can't, you not getting a pass on this, sis. No, Aries, you ain't getting a pass either. But sis, I'm definitely looking at you because you went and this family trusted you. This woman trusted you with her kids, sis. You were auntie, sis. This is not what we do, sis. Yeah, they are trying to make it seem like she's crazy. And even if she does have some mental health issues, that still doesn't erase what was on the video. Even though, usually when stuff like that comes out, they scrub the internet and different things like that. But right now, that's out there. It may get scrubbed later. Yes, they're hitting people channels for showing it, but at this point, it's still there. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. People may not like it, but if there's something out there and it's to the point where it has to be scrubbed, they got to go and scrub the internet, or they will penalize you for playing it, then it's something that shouldn't be out there to begin with. So somebody sees something wrong with it. You see what I'm saying? And even with them again lying to that mom and not allowing her to see the footage that they filmed of her kids, then they can call her crazy all they want all day. She ain't that crazy. She knew that what they did with her kids wasn't right. But yeah, you are absolutely right. That's what they're playing that game right now. Oh, she crazy. That always. So is the daughter crazy too? Because the daughter representing herself. You see what I'm saying? That's a bunch of boufale. If ever I have seen some boufale, that's some boufale. That's some boufale. Child. This is my first time hearing this other than last night. I'm like, hold on. This my first time hearing it too. I was in Dennis Byron's chat, Hip Hop Inquirer's chat today, and I saw where somebody asked, "What do you think about the situation with Tiffany and Aries?" I had no idea what they were talking about. None. I had absolutely no idea what they were talking about. Wasn't even interested in what I'm trying to see what they were talking about. But then I came across something else and I just heard a little snippet of it. And I'm like, let me go check this out. I promise you, the vibe when it first came on, I'm telling y'all, when I saw her bringing that little boy down those stairs with those underwear on, I said, I don't like the way this is going. I do not like the way that this is going. I do too. I pray that somebody takes this pro bono. And now that it's in the headlines now, you know when stuff hits the headlines and it's on CNN. You see what I'm saying? So when stuff gets to that point, once it hits that mainstream media, somebody gonna step in. Somebody's gonna step in. After seeing that video, I think somebody's gonna step in. I'm hoping that somebody steps in. Because that just, ugh, Lord have mercy. All right, guys. I just expected so much better. Lord, if Nancy Grace get it, that's a done deal. You hear me? If Nancy Grace with all her southernness gets in that, then that's a done deal. That's a done deal. I'm saying, even if they get Roland Martin talking about it, and you know he got his friends in the celebrity world, but if they get him talking about it, it's going to be a problem. But the fact that it's on CNN, and y'all know how CNN get down, the fact that it's on CNN, okay, people know what's going on. I'm sorry, black folks watch CNN, okay? Black folks watch CNN. We watch other channels too, but black folks watch CNN. You can call it what you want to call it. And other people watch CNN too. And Miss Ty, you're right. It is spreading. Oh, it's already a problem. It's Tiffany Haddish name still fresh out here, and people know she got a little bit of craziness to her. I mean, so she don't need to be calling nobody crazy now. She got a little craziness to her. That's why I laugh at her. You know, I do too. I watch it too. I love me some Anderson Cooper and Don Lemon. So I don't know. This is I'm gonna keep my eyes. Excuse me. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this one because I think this is something that started small. And I don't know, but people were saying that because something happened, because Aries made some comments about Lizzo, that this is pretty much where it started from. Like they pulled it back out to kind of come back at him for the comments that he made. And like Tiffany is basically a casualty of war when it comes to all this. And like that's how people are putting it out there. Regardless of how you know, how that straight went. That video, we want to talk about damning. That video is damning. Like, Aries just Aries should have hearsed. He should have hearsed. You see how other people get caught up? I don't think that Kevin Hart spoke up yet. And with this one, with him having kids, and you know he just got out of his own thing, like making the homosexual comments and stuff, you know, dealing with the son and like his jokes that he makes about homosexuals. He just getting out of that. Remember, he had to go back and apologize and do all this stuff. So I don't know. I think he might wish her well, you know, or he might try to find a way to find a way to try to make a little joke out of it in some type of way. But with him having those young kids, especially his daughter, he got, you know, what is it, Heavenly? I don't know if he gonna touch this one too much. It's different. It's just like with me, it's certain things like I can say when I haven't seen something. But once I see something, like I gotta sit back, you know, once I see it, because once I see it, I can't unsee it. But if I haven't seen it, then I'm still okay. Well, maybe this and maybe that. But when I see it, I can't unsee it. And I'm thinking with this, I know all them sitting there. If they didn't watch it before, they watching it now. Because you know how these people are. They got to know who they have to disassociate from. They got to know who they got to get away from quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay. I think on this one, I think Kevin gonna say my name Paul, and that's between y'all. Okay. Okay. Kevin gonna say I'm gonna make one up for y'all. Kevin gonna say your name is Tiffany, and I just had an epiphany. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. Cause mm, 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 mm. Yeah, she's not gonna rest anytime soon. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that they thought that was okay. I cannot believe they thought that was okay. Like, this ain't even a situation with somebody trying to hide something. How did y'all think that was okay? Well, you tried to hide it from the mama, but how did y'all think that was okay? Yeah, Kevin out of there. Kevin is out of there like some stuck up swimwear. He is out of there. He is out of there. Like, I know she don't have any kids, but shoot, I don't know if Aries got kids. Why you didn't use your own kids? Aries, do you have kids? Why you didn't use your own kids? Type of foolishness, child. You want to do something, and don't get me wrong, that still ain't right. But you child, let me get out of here with these people around my blood pressure up, because, child, whew. I'm just wondering out loud, like they did the docu-series a few years ago and decided to bring it to trial. Will the same thing happen with this? Just asking. Jersey Girl, that's what I am thinking right now. You started out as something that people just consider small, and they just talk about it in the locker room. They talk about it in the barbershops. And now, bam, it's on the front page. And I didn't want to say it, but for this, you never heard of Aries? For this is almost like the surviving series to me. Because now you go back and you look at the other videos, they got some inappropriate mess. They got some, and it's not funny. It's not funny. I'm sorry, I never thought Aries was funny. He just wasn't a comedian that stuck out. He just was never my cup of tea. You know, that's why I ain't saying too, because I don't know that much about him, because I just didn't follow him. I just did not think he was funny. I just did not. Child. But what is going to happen now? It done hit CNN, darn it. What's going to happen now? Hold on. Before we get off here, let me check. Let me check. Let me check the news thing and see how many other places is popping up. Hold up. HuffPost, ABC News, NBC News. Hold on, let me read this. Let me read this article to you guys. This is different. This is different. This one is coming from ABC News. Comedians Tiffany Haddish, and I don't know why I'm holding my hand like I got my bag on my arm, child. Comedians Tiffany Haddish Aries Spears accused of sexually exploiting young ones. Again, I'm gonna have to read this in a way that it does not cause any problems for me. Comedian Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish are denying allegations they actually uh SA two children during filming for an online comedy sketch. The comedians were served with a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles by the plaintiffs, identified in the lawsuit as Jane and John Doe, who say they knew Haddish through their mother. When Haddish was a guest speaker at the comedy camp Jane Doe attended, Haddish told then 14-year-old Jane Doe that she had the perfect role for her in the summer of 2013, according to the complaints. Haddish told Jane's mother a redacted and completely minimal explanation of the skit. She lied to that mom. Haddish told Jane's mother a redacted and completely minimal explanation of the skits. When Jane Doe and Haddish went to a studio to film the skit, the lawsuit claims Jane Doe was shown, and it's talking about the video again of two adults grotesquely shoving as much sandwich as they could into their mouths and getting toward each other's respective mouths. The two were moaning and making sexual noises as they both ate the sandwich in a manner that simulated a X act, according to the lawsuit. Spears told Jane to mimic what was said and heard in the video, and Haddish advised her how to do it, the lawsuit alleges. Jane Doe says she did what they told her to do so that she could go home. The following year, the following year, the lawsuit claims Haddish offered to book, arrange, and film then 7-year-old John Doe for a Nickelodeon reel at Spears' home. They allegedly stripped him down to the underwear for a video about the mind of a fowl. Fill it in. Okay. According to the lawsuit, the video shows Spears lusting over the 7-year-old and emming him, as well as performing actualized acts throughout the video. The complaint claims Haddish was present during the filming of the entire video. John Doe. Oh, so this gives us a bit more context. John Doe called his mother crying after the filming. So he was traumatized. He didn't know everything that was going on, but he knew something wasn't right. John Doe called his mother crying after the filming, the lawsuit claims, saying he no longer wanted to film. The lawsuit claims the mother of the children reached out to Spears shortly after, wanting to see the footage. So this is why she asked to see the footage. Spears claimed he had not edited the footage and would get it to her when it was edited, the complaint alleges. A few days later, Spears allegedly said John Doe was uncooperative and the footage was unusable and deleted, the complaint alleges. However, the video was showcased on the popular comedy site Funny or Die. They lied to that woman and they used her child in a sexually explicit manner without her permission. The site told ABC News that the content appeared on its website as user-generated content and was removed in 2018 after the site became aware of its existence. So we see how long this has been going on. This is not something where the mom just decided that she was going to make an issue out of it. This isn't something where somebody just saw or looked at it and thought that it was inappropriate. The site that it was on thought that it was inappropriate and they took it down from the site. Funny or Die found this video absolutely disgusting and would never produce such content, the website said in a statement to ABC News. We were not involved in the conceptualization, development, funding, or production of this video. Let me read that one more time. The popular comedy site Funny or Die found this video to be absolutely disgusting, and they said they would never produce such content. The website said in a statement to ABC News, we were not involved with the conceptualization, development, funding, or production of this video. According to the complaint, the family was made aware of the video's existence due to a 2018 gossip column on Spears' past controversies. Once again, Spears' name is coming up again. Yeah, she caught it straight from him. It is what it is. The lawsuit claims the mother of Jane and John tried to settle the issue with Spears in the past without proper legal representation. The alleged settlement does not apply to the plaintiffs due to several legal issues, including a lack of adequate representation for a minor in court, as well as the agreement was never presented to a superior court, the complaint says. My. Spears' publicist forwarded his attorney's statement on the allegations to ABC News, saying he isn't going to fall for the shakedown. Haddish's attorneys called the allegations meritless. The plaintiff's mother has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Ms. Haddish for several years, Haddish's attorneys told ABC News in a statement. The statement from Haddish's attorneys continued. Every attorney who has initially taken on her case, and there were several, ultimately dropped the matter once it became clear that the claims were meritless and Ms. Haddish would not be shaken down. Now, the mother has her daughter, her adult daughter, representing herself in this lawsuit. The two of them will together face the consequences of pursuing this frivolous action. So again, they repeated this so-called threat that was made towards this lady and her daughter for filing this suit. Okay, to me, again, that puts things in a completely different context for me. This little boy was uncomfortable and he did not want to be there. This boy called his mama crying. He called his mama crying. Exactly, Gospel Glam. And that's what I'm saying. It's definitely going to have him questioning his sexuality. And you sitting up there and it's going to have other people. He's had to deal with other people that have seen this. Now, realize it came down in 2018, right? But it was filmed in 2014. So there's a possibility that this could have been up on that website for at least 4 years. And then there's no telling what other place picked it up. But it had to be picked up in other places for it to reach Gossip, even though it had already been taken down. And even to this day, you still got people that have access to it because a lot of us were able to watch it on YouTube. So, it's out there. It's out there. And they cannot say that this mother sat on this. Even the attorneys themselves said that she has been fighting this for several years. I don't believe that other attorneys thought that the case was meritless. She just did not have the money to defend, for them to defend her. Because they know fighting a celebrity, fighting a Tiffany Haddish is going to take a lot of money. Fighting an Aries, them two together, that's going to take a lot of money. And some attorneys will do stuff just for the recognition. to get their name out there. A lot of attorneys just want their money. They don't care about all that other stuff. Pay me. You want me to do this? Pay me. And then we can have a discussion. So so that came from ABC News. That one came from ABC News. Let's see. And this word that they're using is strong, y'all. Grooming. Grooming. That's a strong word. Grooming. That's very strong. That's a darn strong word, Debo. Now the thing is, and this could be the thing that ends up getting them at the end of the day. Are there any other kids that were used in anything? And if so, now that this has hit mainstream media, are we going to have other people coming out filing suits? We've seen it happen. Okay, I'm looking at one from NBC News. And I want you guys to listen to the wording on this. I'm going to actually read this. I guess YouTube, they probably already going to say that my video not appropriate anyway. But Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears accused of grooming and molesting siblings in sexually explicit skits, lawsuit says. This is still part of the title. This is the subtitle. The suit, which was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, alleges that Haddish and Spears coerced. Remember, I said there's a bit of I can't even talk right now. Coercion there. That they coerced two siblings on separate occasions to take part in the skits, including one through a PEDO, whatever, eyes. Okay, let's see what this one says. A woman and her younger brother have accused comedians Tiffany Haddish and Aries in a new lawsuit of grooming them when they were children and coercing them into filming sexually explicit skits. The lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court on Tuesday by siblings identified only as Jane Doe, now 22, and John Doe, who was born in 2007. That baby was born in 2007, and they did this in 2014. If that don't help you put something in the context. So at this point, Jane Doe, the sister, she's currently John's legal guardian, is the plaintiff in the lawsuit both individually and on her young brother's behalf. The lawsuit alleges that Haddish and Spears coerced the siblings when they were children to take part in sexually explicit skits and separate incidents, which they say stole the youth of a 7-year-old child and a 14-year-old child. That's deep. That's deep. The lawsuit alleges that Haddish and Spears coerced the siblings when they were children to take part in sexually explicit skits and separate incidents, which they say stole the youth of a 7-year-old child and a 14-year-old child. The lawsuit was first reported by the Daily Beast. Attorneys for Haddish and Spears, however, have dismissed the lawsuit as a shakedown. In a separate statement, Andrew Bretler, an attorney for Haddish, said the plaintiff's mother had been trying to assert these bogus claims against Ms. Haddish for several years, calling the allegations meritless. He said that she would not be shaken down. Okay, we're going to the thread again. Jane said she and her brother are not surprised that Mr. Bretler would attempt to divert the attention away from the legitimate claims filed by my brother and me, to shift the blame and attention to our mother, who is not party to this lawsuit. The mother isn't even the one suing them. It's just the girl. It's Jane and John Doe, the girl and the boy that were in the lawsuit. So it's not even the mom. Interesting. The siblings knew Haddish and Spears as children because their mother shared a close relationship with Haddish, according to the lawsuit. In 2013, Haddish appeared as a guest speaker. Okay, we're talking about this again. Um, Neither Jane nor her mother were aware of what the shoot would entail. The lawsuit alleged adding only Spears and Haddish knew the storyline for the skit in 2013. Whenever Haddish told her that she had the perfect role for her. So that was the one where she taught her how to, do whatever. In the incident, the lawsuit said a video had begun playing in the recording studio showing an older man, college woman. Okay. The two appeared to moan, make sexual noises. Okay. We already talked about that. Um, the plaintiff's mother. Okay, on this particular incident, the plaintiff's mother dropped off John and Jane together so that Jane, the older sister, could chaperone, but the siblings were told that they needed to be separate for the Nickelodeon skit. The lawsuit alleged, which was not actually a Nickelodeon skit. It said John was later stripped down to his underwear for a skit about a child being left with a man played by Spears who leers at the child lustfully in multiple scenes before massaging John with oil and later getting into a bathtub with him and forcing the child closer to him in the tub. In the final scene, the child is portrayed as leering lustfully at Spears. As I said, they flipped the script and made it appear as if the child was homosexual. He who is wearing only shorts before beginning to rub oil onto his own body, the lawsuit says. The video ends with the words, "Watch who you leave your kids with," appearing on the screen. It absolutely did show that at the end. After filming, Mr. Doe called his mother crying, saying he did not want to film anymore, the lawsuit says. The lawsuit alleged that the plaintiff's mother repeatedly asked both Spears and Haddish about what was filmed that made her son cry. But Spears at one point told her the footage was still not edited and said he would get back to her about providing the unedited footage. Haddish said she did not have a copy of the footage, the lawsuit alleged, but said it was meant to be a funny skit. The devil is a liar. Days later, Spears told the mother that John had been so uncooperative that the footage was unusable and was deleted, the lawsuit alleged. It was not until around 4 years later, in June 2000. So now we find out. I said, I wonder when. It was not until around 4 years later, in June 2018, that the mother learned that the skit featuring her son had been published online on that website. So now we got the answer to that. The mother saw it, found out in 2018. The mother, upset, stated that she would have never let her son participate in a PEDO child P skit, the lawsuit alleged. Funny or Die found this video absolutely disgusting and would never produce such content. It says that again, we were not involved in the conceptualization, development, funding, blah, 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 blah. The lawsuit alleged that both Jane and John have developed, listen at this. This is where the trauma comes in behind their foolishness. The lawsuit alleged that both John and Jane have developed social disorders, with Jane unable to trust anyone since the incident, and John suffering from depression and anxiety, which basically equates to him for that incident, that trauma. As an adult, he's probably going to be diagnosed with PTSD. They're suing Haddish and Spears for damages. Okay, listen. Woo, Lord have mercy. Jesus, Joseph and Mary. What's going on, Miss April? Lord have mercy. They can play with these people if they want to. They can play with these people if they want to. Okay, let's talk about it. Because we talk about people suing and this stuff. Okay, I don't know if Tiffany and Aries made any money off this, but I think we can agree from the rip that they owe these kids some monetary damages. You would, oh, mm-mm-mm. You know what? Lord have mercy. Yes, it is a hot 38 mess. It's a hot 38 and a hot 22. Okay. It's a mess. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh. To me, I think this civil suit, I think this case is more powerful in my eyes. I think it's more powerful because it's the young lady and her brother. It's not the mom that's coming trying to get money off them. It's the young lady that was involved and her brother. And her brother. He has to see this video now at 15 years old and see this depiction of himself on this video. Now at 15 years old, they're going to have to deal with the embarrassment from this. Tiffany and Aries is not embarrassed about this. They have to deal with it. This boy, this young lady, they have to deal with the embarrassment. What's going on, Lady Earth? They have to deal with the embarrassment and any repercussions that come behind this video for them. So absolutely, you are dealing with some social anxiety. Absolutely, you are dealing with trust issues when you trusted this person and your mom trusted this person. This your auntie. I'm so tired of these people. You child, of course, you're going to deal with some anxiety. Whenever they go out, they probably think exactly gospel glam, public humiliation. They probably think that everybody in the world saw these videos and that everybody thinks that they really do this stuff or that this stuff actually happened to them, or like they think everybody's talking about it. When most people may know nothing about it, in your mind, you think that everybody's talking about it, and you have to try to convince yourself, well, no, see, this thing's been gone since 2018 and nobody would really recognize me. When you have been through a traumatic experience, it's hard for you to convince yourself that these things aren't so because this was your experience. This doesn't happen. It didn't happen to this person or that, but this was your experience. And in your mind, everybody knows. I cannot with these people. Whew. I read in the article that mom did try to get money, but it went nowhere. But now that they are of age, the mom told them to do it. And I'm glad she did. I'm glad she did. So since they're trying to put this label on mom saying that mom is crazy, okay, mom may have some mental health issues, but what they got to do with these right here? That young lady, she grown, she 22. What does the mom's mental health issues have to do with what happened right here? And just because these two are dealing with social anxiety and stuff like that, that was it was caused by your client. That's not some genetic thing that they inherited. No, that was trauma induced. It was caused by your client because had not your client sat there and tried to act in a darn fool. Ooh, Jesus. Larry Cox. Some of us on here actually watched what happened on the video. We watched it, some actually left and they came back. So we're not speaking on something that we're alleging. When it comes to this, we watched the video. We watched the video. And I don't think anybody else on here is going to let somebody tell them that what they saw with their own eyes wasn't the truth. We're not doing that. We are not playing that game. We are not. I once again, I would implore you to go and watch it for yourself. Because Tiffany, whole face and body and voice, her whole existence is in the video. And so is Aries. And so is this little boy that's in this whole video in his tidy whities at 7 years old. Lord have mercy. It's not blurred. There's no question about, oh, is this, or it's none of that. It's none of that. It's just as clear as my video is on YouTube right here. And because it's a hot topic and a trending topic right now, it won't take much for you to find it. So I'm respectfully, since you said with all due respect, I'm respectfully saying that I don't go and put stuff out there about people like that. And I don't talk about stuff that I just don't know nothing about, or I hadn't seen or witnessed for myself. I leave that stuff for all the other folks. But once I saw that video today, then we had some things to talk about. We definitely had some things to talk about, because this is a woman. Miss April, go to, I'm gonna give you, let me see if it's still there. I'm gonna give you the one that you can actually see. But then they cut it off. The message comes up there and they catch it and they cut it off. But you can actually see the real video. That one is entitled Explicit Content Warning. And it has, let me see how I can do this. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if y'all can see that. The name of the person is BDAGO. Is BDA Go Getter. BDAGOGETTA. And she shows it on her computer. And you can actually see it doesn't, like some of the videos, they went back and did some edits to block out the little boys' underwear and all that stuff. They blocked that out so that YouTube wouldn't hit the video. She actually has the video playing that doesn't have the stuff blocked out. So you can actually see, and it goes, you can see most of the video. You can see most of the video. Oh, we don't feel sorry for Tiffany. That's not the purpose of this. This isn't about feeling sorry for anybody. No, we calling Tiffany out. Me personally, I don't care who she said anything about. I don't have nothing to do with that. She just wrong. She wrong. My opinion. My opinion. Nobody has to agree with me. Yeah, she's wrong. She is wrong. She did that mom and those kids. She did them so wrong. She absolutely did them wrong. And they got every right to come after her right now. They have every right to come after her. And I am praying that somebody backs them up. Somebody backs them up pro bono and helps them, because they know that they cannot afford attorneys to fight them on this. I'm praying that somebody backs them up on this. Nah, she don't get a pass on that. She does not get a pass on that. Y'all, they got one. Oh, I'm just watching this from the side. They got one part where they do the eyes, and the way that they do the eyes on there and make it appear like this 7-year-old boy has on a thong. What is funny about that? What is funny about that? Why would you even want to play that role? What is funny about that? He has on some blue and white striped tighty whities. That's exactly what he has on. And they had a clip with him with his legs spread wide open, like he's in a Y in there, and Aries is watching him. And then they had he's watching him play with the train, and he's moving his hand up and down on the train. And you guys, you can imagine what they're trying to do with that. Let me. Oh my god. Mm. Mm. Oh. So I can walk you through it. Not show it to you, but I can walk you through it. This video, I guess people are finding it because at this point it has almost 18,000 views. And be mindful again now. In the video, once he starts looking at the child in a lustful way, they start playing R. Kelly. And it goes, my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah. That's how it starts with the thinking and the lusting over this boy. So they knew exactly what they were doing. Do you see what I'm saying? And even in them mocking him, what do you call what you doing?
All right. Video first. And I know this ain't the best, but y'all ain't on YouTube, and YouTube is where it goes down. So let's stop this. Okay? And we're gonna watch the video first. Because I myself, fair use. Y'all already know they're gonna come for this. So y'all better get in here and watch it now. Y'all better like, y'all better share, subscribe, send this video to whoever y'all need to send it to. Send the link right now to whoever y'all need to send it to. This is what's in question. Let's go. Okay, I'll put our brand back up there. Let's go. All right. You.
I'm gonna pause this, and I'm not gonna show the video, but I can let you see real blurry, and I'm gonna leave it just like that. That he literally had no clothes on, and I may have to go back and cut that part out. But he literally had no clothes on. This is Tiffany Haddish talking. The little boy's on the floor playing. He's watching him through the newspaper.
First of all, why the hell?
Now you hear R. Kelly playing. While he's watching a little boy. Stand by. Greetings and salutations. Okay, you can speak to him.
Hello guys, how you doing?
Are you trying to switch it up?
No, it just is what it is.
How you switch up your whole accent?
No, I didn't. That's just how I speak. I can't switch up my accent. I don't have a way to do that.
Let me find out. Okay, if they can hear this country, they can hear that accent too. Now I'm just saying.
I can switch it up and talk real country for you if you want me to.
Nah, don't do that.
Like real down home Alabama.
Don't do that. They got enough country right here.
So can I see your blog?
Yeah. Sorry about that. And let me take this off before YouTube goes and says something about that. So Miss April, did you go and see it? You went and watched it? Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, you went and watched it. Cool. Miss Ty, you watched it too? So basically, you said there's more evidence as opposed to. I guess my whole thing is with the situation. I'm just hoping that the energy is the same with this because I don't feel like as a female that she should get a pass. I don't think she should get a pass because she's a female. Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with someone's child that's not your own. You are dealing with someone's child that is not your own. You did not get permission, and you know that if you would have asked, that you definitely would not have gotten permission to put anyone's child in that situation. So I just she doesn't get a pass, period. Point blank, she does not get a pass in that whole situation. And I'm hoping that her peers hold her accountable at the end of the day, because if this was a man in this situation, and we have definitely seen it, if it was a man in this situation, then he would be held accountable for his actions, and she should not be treated any differently. So in this particular situation, you have this now 15-year-old young man, you have this 22-year-old young lady that is now dealing with psychological trauma at this point. They are both dealing with social anxiety issues. You have the young man dealing with depression on top of that, possibly PTSD that he's going to be dealing with for a long time. And then you have the mom dealing with her own issues after finding out that this stuff happened to her kids under her own watch. So for me, there are no passes. There are no passes, like, at all. She gets no passes at all. And let me stop for a minute, because we have been on here all of this time, and at no point during this interaction that we have had tonight have I asked you guys to hit that like button. So what I need you to do at this very moment, if you have not already, hit that like button real quick. But yeah, so to Larry, if you are still in here, that's my whole thing with this. Before we get off here, I feel like she needs to be held accountable. I feel that Aries needs to be held accountable. And at the end of the day, I do not feel that it is those attorneys' place to go and try to badmouth that mom. It's definitely not their place to go and try to badmouth that young lady or that young man that was put in that situation, because those were not situations that they volunteered for. That's not a situation that their mom volunteered for. Tiffany Haddish and Aries took it upon themselves to go and place someone else's kids, someone who had placed their trust in them, someone who felt like they were going to keep their kids safe. They put them and they entrusted them with their kids, thinking that they were going to do the right thing. So when you go and do the opposite, and then when someone comes to you to try to find out, you know, what happened, why is my kid calling me, telling me that they want to come home and that they no longer want to participate and certain things, then I know that something happened with my kid and you need to answer for it. At the end of the day, I don't care about anything else that you have going on. You need to answer for why my kid is upset with you. So once that mom asked to see that video, and once she asked, you know, what happened to her child, both of them had an obligation to that mom. They both had an obligation to that mom. So at this point, no passes. No passes. No one gets away with anything. Again, I'm hoping that someone goes and sees this and they feel like there were some injustices that took place, and that they feel the need to go and take this on pro bono. Don't charge them anything. Take it on because it's the right thing to do. Just, oh, they got me so ill with them. I don't even know what to do right now. Just So if you haven't checked it out, I am not encouraging anybody to go and look at any sexually explicit anything. But if you want the true story and want to actually know what happened, then you probably want to go and see it for yourself, so that you won't have someone telling you, well, no, this didn't happen. You don't want anybody trying to convince you of anything. You need to go and try to get that information yourself. Always do your own research. It's good to listen to people, but you definitely need to do your own research at the end of the day, so that you can make an informed decision, not a decision based on what someone else has to say. Make sure that your decision is an informed decision. Tiffany should have made an informed decision that night. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, boy. Oh, Tiffany. Girl, what is wrong with you? Jesus, Joseph and Mary. All right. Do you know Tasha K is doing an interview with Jessica Reed? Really? Well, would you look at that? Okay. Gospel Glam. I don't deal with Tasha, but in this particular situation, I will have all eyes on that, because that was a real situation in South Carolina, in Charleston, South Carolina, in the Chuck. that situation was very much real. It was very real. And he was able to, maneuver in that situation. But if she interviews her, that is going to be a very interesting story. I know exactly where that location is that those things allegedly happened at Short Stay. I have been there several times, as a matter of fact. We've had several cookouts and company outings there. So do keep me posted on that when she is supposed to interview her, because that is definitely one that I would like to see. Jessica Reed, it didn't just involve Jessica Reed, it also involved another friend of hers as well. And that story is deep as well. So keep me posted in the comment section. Shoot me an email, whatever. Send me something and let me know when she's supposed to be doing that, because that is definitely one video from Tasha K that I will be willing to watch. So it's on now. Oh Lord, okay, I gotta get up here. I gotta go watch this. I can watch the replay. I did a video about 2 years ago on the situation with Charlamagne and Jessica Reed, because that is my area, that they on my side of town with that. And there was actually some there was some stuff that legit happened with that situation. And he was able to, kind of, he got out of it, I guess, for now. With Tasha K talking about it, I don't know. This may be another situation where some things get brought back up again. We don't know. We don't know. Some things may end up being brought back up again. We're going to have to keep an eye out on that as well. But he did some dirty stuff in that situation. And again, went back later and talked about her like she was did all this stuff wrong. But there is paperwork out there. There are incident reports. This was not a situation where, again, like nothing was done. Someone actually tried to do something. Some things were done. Okay, there is paperwork out there that anybody can go and see. And I'm sure during that interview that she's speaking on that as well. So that's right, Miss Ty. He's not exempt either. He's not exempt. It doesn't matter. Male, female, in between, like it doesn't matter what you have going on. You cause harm, you do any harm to anybody's child, you are not exempt. Period. Point blank. Like that's the end of that discussion. That's it. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know that we have a lot of other people doing live, so we lost people. So, and that is okay. I want you guys to go again. If you haven't watched that video, go and watch that video for yourself. Go and watch it for yourself. Form your own opinion. And if anything else, I guess the good thing that we can take away from the video, one of the positive things, is the message that they left in the end. Be mindful of who you leave your kids with, but be mindful of the person that's telling you to be mindful of who you leave your kids with. So just, you don't want to go around just being paranoid, but still at the end of the day, you still have to be realistic about situations and just be mindful. You really have to be mindful. It is what it is. It is what it is. No, Petty, you didn't sit in the bushes today. You were out here. You were out here. You came on and joined the party tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you to everyone that came out tonight. Again, if you have not liked the video, make sure you go and like the video. Share the video if you have not shared the video. We need to get to press pause for a second. I'm trying to get off here like, and here come LaBelle. Look, I'm trying to get off here, and then here comes LaBelle popping up, right? Here comes LaBelle popping up at 9:27 and some change. Oh Lord. Oh, you in the bushes tonight? Oh, you switched places with Patty. So Patty came out and you stayed in the bushes tonight. Thank you, Jersey Girl. I thank y'all. Y'all are so welcome. If you are not a member of this channel and you would like to become a certified dime, if you want to become a certified dime, then please hit that join and become a certified dime tonight. Get that membership. The prices have dropped. I think they're like $1.99 and $2.99. That is it. We don't have the other memberships anymore. So do that. Do that. And yeah, you guys, if you don't remember anything else that I said, remember this one thing. Mind your business, okay? Let other people do whatever they are doing. Mind your business, except when you got a situation like this, because somebody should have got with Tiffany. Boy, I tell you, let me get off here before I get started again. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Deuces.